Well, we had come to the 9 o'clock hour, Brian, which is the wee hour. And here came Triple H. Entrance, in-ring promo. Again, stars. They remember who he is. They don't get to see him often. He got a better welcome than Vince was getting there at the end. And Triple H does makes the announcement that Adam Pearce obviously has done an incredible job as general manager of Raw and SmackDown, but now Triple H is going to give him some help. So Adam Pearce is promoted. Now, this was the verbiage I'm trying to... Adam Pearce was promoted to the new general manager of Monday Night Raw. But the new general manager of SmackDown is, drum roll please, we'll get to that in a second, but I got to ask you this question first. If he's been the general manager of Raw and SmackDown, how is it a promotion for him to be the general manager of one, but not the other?
Was he the general manager? I don't remember that ever.
That's what they said.
No, but have they ever said that prior to this promo, about that being his actual title and character?
Well, he said he had done an incredible job as the general manager of Raw and SmackDown. Maybe he was only acting general manager.
Because wasn't him and, what's her name? Cruella?
Wasn't him and what's his name?
No, him and Cruella.
Is that proper fucking grammar?
Was Cruella also GM?
I think she was.
Man.
Or she was either general manager or general womanager. But nevertheless, drum roll, please. Hold on. Wait a minute. The new general manager of SmackDown is Nick Aldis, who has recently come to the company as a producer and agent backstage, but now they have made him the general manager of SmackDown. Oh, I'm sorry. I neglected. Dominic came out first before we got that reveal. As soon as he said the new general manager of SmackDown is, Dominic came out and was booed out of the arena. But at least they're leaving his microphone up at this point.
And actually, let me just say, we got feedback from some listeners who attended SmackDown and were there for this. They said the boos were not piped in. For whatever that's worth.
As a matter of fact, Triple H made the statement. I always thought they were piping that stuff in when he was standing there and hearing it. No, they're working with him. And that's what Dominic was pissed about the tag team title match. And that's when Triple H said, well, talk to the general manager of SmackDown, Nick Aldis. And Nick, he came in, no music, obviously, and stepped in from ringside rather than a big entrance because this audience didn't really know who the fuck he was. And there's no shame in that because he hasn't been on their television. And it was probably going to be somewhat popcorn fartish if they were to give him a grandiose music entrance. They used to try to give me music entrances in TNA all the time when I was the authority figure or whatever. I'd say, then do it in a break. Let me start out in a ring. I'm going to be out of breath by the time I get there. I need to take a second. Because the authority figure does not normally need music. Nevertheless, he looks great.
By the way, the fans didn't know Adam Pearce either when he first came in.
Well, right, because he hadn't been on their television. And their ratings are still bigger than everybody else's, so there is a significant part of the audience there that only watches their shows. But Nick looks great in the suit. He's huge. He's obviously an ex-wrestler. I'm sure they'll flesh some of that story out as time goes on. He can talk. And that's what Tony needs. That's what AEW needs, is somebody credible with the fans that if they're not an ex-wrestling WWE superstar, they're at least obviously an ex-wrestler that has that background, but that can talk, that looks professional, that knows how to fucking work these deals. And, that's the difference. So, and then Nick establishes himself as a babyface right off the bat by knocking Dominic, say, hey, I'm a big fan of your father. And then again, Aldis's first act is to introduce SmackDown's newest star, the guy that came to SmackDown because Jay went to Raw when Cody manipulated that. And they play the music, and here comes Kevin Owens. And now, how does this affect him and his lifelong personal friend, Sami Zayn? They're split up again now?
Yeah, if you see any of Raw, Sami made a big deal out of it. He's very upset.
I'm sure he is. For a shoot, they couldn't be in the same match together in Ring of Honor. They had boo-boo face. They're very close. But anyway, he's now on SmackDown, and he comes in and gives Dominic a stunner and shakes hands with Aldis. And that establishes where everybody is, and we go immediately to the Bloodline locker room, and it's like now Owens and Cody, and Roman is pissed and getting on fucking Jimmy, and he's great. Because Roman is not going to put up with this calling the audibles from Jimmy thinking he's the fucking boss, and there's going to be strife with that, we can tell. But again, just names. And then a match, and then names.
We're going to get Pierce versus Aldis at WrestleMania?
I hope not.
Come on.
I hope not. Well, Pierce has been living high on the hog here lately, whereas Aldis has been hungry and still training. I'm afraid Adam may not be he might need 6 or 8 months to get ready.
That's the good thing. If there ever is something where Raw and SmackDown start feuding with each other, or just the general managers don't like each other, these two could at least go at it at ringside or something.
They could actually have one of the better matches on the card against each other. Whether anybody was into it or not, I don't know.